Yeah, good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening,
Good,
ma'am.
good evening, Akshita. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. So, so there's a new chapter, algebraic expressions, where we learn how to add, subtract, and multiply expressions. All right. Addition, subtraction, we've already seen in grade 7. So that you will take a test directly, and depending on your performance, we'll see what more I have to, like help you with. So we are directly going to multiplication of algebraic expressions. We'll also see some identities here, some algebraic identities. All right. Okay. So when it comes to adding and subtracting expressions, we know addition and subtraction can be performed only with like terms. Okay, so say 7ab and 5ab. Now, these two terms have the same literal factors, the letters AB, AB. These two terms have the same literal factors, so they are called like terms. Addition and subtraction can be performed only with like terms. Okay, supposing it was an a square here. So then you cannot add or subtract 7ab plus 5a square b or 7ab minus 5a square b. You cannot perform. What is the answer then? The same thing. What's the result? The same thing is the result. When you add, what do you get? You get the same thing. See, when we say it's not possible to add, doesn't mean that there is no answer. There is an answer. This is the answer. You cannot simplify the question any further. The question itself is the answer. If the question is add 7ab and 5a squared b, the answer is the question itself because they're not like terms. They cannot be simplified. By adding and subtracting, you're simplifying the expression, right? So that is not possible when the terms are not like terms. And when you add or subtract like terms, so supposing you have 7ab, 5ab, 2ab, and ab. When you add or subtract like terms, so say here you add these four like terms, the result is also a like term. The result is also a like term. So AB will come down as it is 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 2, 14, plus 1, 15, 15 AB. Similarly, when you subtract, say you have 13 minus 13, 13x square yz cubed, and you have 20x square yz cubed. They are like terms. They are like terms. No, x square, x square. See, the order can be different. The order can be different. So it can be like yz cubed and x square. They are like terms because here x square, y, z cube, different order. Because it's anyways multiplication. See, what do you mean by this? This is nothing but 13 into x square into y into z cube. And we know that multiplication is commutative. You can change the order. So similarly, what is this? 20 into y into z cubed into x square. So x square is here, y and z cubed. So you can subtract. If you have to these two are like terms. Though the literal factors are arranged in a different order, we have the same factors. The literal factors are the same, but the order is different. That's fine. They are still like terms. They're still like terms. So if you have to subtract, okay, so plus 13 minus 20 minus 7, then any order you can write. Maybe you can write in the alphabetical order x squared y z cubed. Any order, whichever. So we'll prefer the alphabetical order. X squared y z cubed. So see here, when you subtract the literal factors, they come down as it is. You don't do anything with the literal factor. The letters, literal factor. This is a numerical factor. 13 and 20 are numerical factors. So an expression has two things. It has now, like this 13x squared y z cubed. It has two things. This is the numerical factor. These are the literal factors. Literal factors are made up of letters. Numerical factor is a number. So when you add or subtract like terms, the literal factors, they come down as they are. Okay. You just simplify the numbers, the numerical coefficients. So plus 13 minus 20 is minus 7. So this is the answer. So you can see that these two are like terms. Now the answer, including the answer, all the three are like terms. It will always be like that. When you add or subtract, the answer you get will also have the same literal factors. So all will be like terms. Yeah, what's your question?
We put it in the same order.
What put it in the same order?
For example, if we put it in the order of 13, that 20.
13x square yz cube and 20x square yz cube. Okay. You should not do anything with the literal factors. You should just write them down as they are. You should not do anything. Nothing is done with the literal factors. Only the numerical factors are evaluated. So now multiplication. So multiplication can be performed with any two terms. They can be like terms or unlike terms, whatever. So multiplication has no criteria. Given any two expressions, you can multiply them. Given any two terms or any two expressions, you can just multiply them. And when we multiply the signs, we multiply the numbers, and then we multiply the letters. So multiplication is done in three stages. So we multiply the signs first, then we multiply the numbers, and then the letters. That's all. So multiplication, as I just told you, given anything, you can multiply them. And the answer will be something else. Meaning when you put all the terms in the question and the answer together, they'll not be like terms or anything. They can be anything else. Okay. Now find the area of the rectangle. So we know the formula to find the area of a rectangle is L into B. L into B. So this is the length, this is the breadth. So how do you multiply? 3 into 2. Then x square y into y cube. See, I've just separated everything. See, multiply 3 and 2, 3 and 2, then x square, then y and y cube, y and y cube. All right. So what is 3 2s are 6. What is x square? There's no other x term, so that will come down as it is. Then y into y cube, y into y cubed. How do you multiply? Law of exponent. When base are same and it's multiplication, you add the power. So 1 plus 3, 4. So this is the answer. Correct? We'll see a couple of sums. Volume of a rectangular box. Okay. Length, breadth, and height is given. You should find the volume. So volume formula is L into B into H. Right? Volume of a rectangle. What is a rectangular box? It's a cuboid. A rectangular box is nothing but a cuboid. It's not a rectangle. Okay, it's a cuboid. A rectangular box is a cuboid. So volume is L into B into H. So this is length, breadth, and height. So it's not mandatory to show this step. This step is, yeah, you can directly do it. See, 3 into 2, 6 x squared, and then y into y cubed is y to the power 4. Okay, so you can just ignore this step actually. You can just ignore the step. So how do you multiply? 3 into 2, 6. Then x squared as it is, and y into y cubed is add the powers 1 plus 3, 4. That's how we multiply. I told you, multiply the signs, multiply the numbers, multiply the literal factors. So supposing it was a minus here, then you should multiply minus into, there's a plus here, minus into plus. The terms are 3x squared y and 2y cubed, right? So if this has a minus sign, minus into plus, minus. Multiply the signs, minus into plus, minus. 3 2s are 6. And then everything else follows. So 2 into 3 is 6, 6 5s are 30. Then you can see A, B, C, X, Y, Z. So A, B, C, X, Y, Z. It's like you're multiplying A into X. You'll have to multiply A into X, into B, into Y, into C, into Z. So how do you multiply? No, you can't use a law. No, bases are different. So you cannot use any law here. So just write it as it is. So I've just written them in the alphabetical order: A, B, C, X, Y, Z. All right. All right. Okay. Now see this one. Multiply. Now this is called a monomial. Now this is multiplying a monomial by a monomial. multiplying a monomial by a monomial. Monomial is an expression with one term. A polynomial with one term is called a monomial. Okay. Single term. Now, why is this a single term? Single term because a separator is a plus or minus. See, supposing it was 4x square plus yz. Then there are two terms here. Because the separator is a plus or minus sign. Plus minus sign is a separator. Okay, now this is 4x square yz. So there's only there's one term because you don't see a plus or minus in between them. In between them, do you see a plus or minus sign? No, then that means this is one term. Now, supposing it was x plus y plus z plus a plus b. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. But supposing it was x, y, z, a, b. This is only one term. Yeah, the plus minus, plus or minus sign is the connector. Terms are separated by a plus or minus sign. If you don't see a plus or minus sign, then it is one term. This whole thing is one term. So how many terms are there in this? How many terms? 3 terms. Why? Because we have the plus. So this plus and minus, they separate. So 1, 2, 3 terms. Here, how many terms?
1 term, sorry.
1. How many terms?
3.
How many terms?
1 term.
Okay. Now here you can see monomial, monomial. 3 by 2 x. This is the sign for 3 by 2. Now this is not a separator. There's nothing before this, no. So this minus is not a separator. So you can see 3 by 2 x square y z square is a monomial. So how do we multiply two monomials? Multiply the numbers. Multiply the numbers. 4 into minus 3 by 2. Then multiply x square and x square. So base are same. Add the powers. Then multiply y and y. Y into y. Powers 1 and 1. So 1 plus 1. Then z and z square. So here the power is 1. 1 plus 2. Correct? Got it? Multiply the numbers. So 4 into minus 3 by 2. 4 into minus 3 by 2. X square into x square is using the law of exponents. 2 plus 2. Y into y. And z into z square. Okay, so 2 ones are 2 twos are. 2 ones are 2 twos are. So now 2 into minus 3 is minus 6. Then x to the power 4 y square z cubed. Any questions, Akshita?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So this, because we're just getting started with the chapter, we're showing so many steps. Otherwise, you can just write the answer in one step. Now multiply this by this one. Okay. So you can, if you want, ignore this step. You can just ignore this step.
But we can directly just add the powers.
Yeah. Okay. So multiply these two. This is the question. Is equal to, write this as it is. Now 10 squared is 100. And then this power 2 should be applied for 10 x, y, and z, right? The power 2 should be applied for 10 x, y, and z. So 10 squared, 100. Then x square, y square, and z square. Correct? Is that right? Now, what have I written here in the first step? If you want, you can write down this also. What is the first step? The power 2 I've taken for every term inside the bracket. 10 squared, x squared, y squared, and z squared. Then 10 squared is 100. You understand that? Now 20 into 100 is 2000. 20 into 100 is 2000. Then how do you multiply x to the power 10 and x squared? 10 plus 2. Y to the power 20 and y squared? 20 plus 2. Z to the power 30 and z squared? 30 plus 2. So now 2000 x to the power 12. See, when there's no sign in the middle, it's multiplication. Now, you shouldn't get confused as to why suddenly, how did we get the multiplication sign? There is no sign means it's multiplication. If there's no sign, it's multiplication.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you can. So, yeah, maybe I'll not explain this. You can do this by yourself later. So it's just canceling. You don't see the canceling part here that you have to do. Okay, so 3 ones are 3 8s are 24, then 2 4s are 2 5s are 5 and 5 cancel. So that's how you get 4. 4 and the rest of it. Okay, you need to cancel. So how do you multiply? You should multiply the numbers. Multiply the numbers. I've written 0.5 as 5 by 10. If you want, you can have it as 0.5 itself. I have written 0.5 as 5 by 10 so that I can cancel. It's not compulsory to write this, like 5 by 10. You can also have this 0.5, then 3 ones are 3 eights are. And then when you multiply 8 and 0.5, what is 8 into 5? 40 and 1 decimal place. So 4. Not that you have to write 0.5 as 5 by 10. Yeah, these you can do it. Look at this one. Evaluate. So this is a monomial. This is a monomial. This is a monomial. Single term. See here, there is no plus minus in the middle. Single term. Here also, there is no plus. There is no plus or minus sign between them. So there's a single term, a single term. These three are monomials. We'll have to multiply these three monomials. And then find the value of this one when x is 2 and y is minus 1. All right. So this is the question. This is the question. So how do we multiply? Multiply the numbers 3 by 5 into minus 5 by 4. Sorry, 3 by 5 into minus 15 by 4 into 7 by 9. And then write x square into x square into y square into y square. So when bases are same and it's multiplication, we add the powers. So that's what you see here. Correct? Power 2, power 1, power 2. You'll have to multiply, right? So to multiply, you should add the powers, correct? So here you should cancel. 5 ones are 5 threes are. Then 3 ones are 3 3. So like that, when you cancel, you'll get minus 7 by 4. So the product is minus 7 by 4, x to the power 5, y to the power 5. After finding the product, you should not take x is 2 in the question itself here. You should always find the product and then take the values of the variables given. See, without multiplying, you should not substitute 2 here and minus 1 here. You need to first multiply, and then when x is 2 and y is minus 1, what is the value of the expression? So you can see minus 7 by 4 into what is x? 2. So 2 to the power 5 into what's y? Minus 1. Minus 1 to the power 5. Then evaluate. Again, you could cancel. Minus into minus plus. Yeah. Now this is multiplying a monomial by a binomial. Now can you see here? This one is a single term, but this one, 2 terms, correct? This is a single term, but here see it 2 terms. So this is multiplying a monomial by a binomial, or multiplying a monomial and a binomial. Multiplying a single term with an expression which has 2 terms, 1 term into 2 terms. Okay, multiplying a monomial and a binomial. Okay. So how do we multiply? This is how you write it. See here. How do you write that? Write this term here into this one. We'll have to multiply these two, right? So see here, this one into this one is equal to, how do you multiply? You need to multiply this term with the first term inside the bracket and then multiply this term with the second term inside the bracket. Get that? Let me work this for you. See, minus 3ab square by 5 into 2a by 3 minus b is equal to, multiply this and this, multiply these two. So when you multiply these two, it will be minus 3 by 5, sorry, minus 3, 1 second, minus 3ab square by 5 into 2a by 3, correct? Close the bracket. Then take a plus sign in the middle, take a plus sign in the middle, and then minus 3ab square by 5 into minus b. Please observe what is written. This into this in the first bracket. Connecting sign plus. And this into this in the second bracket. Minus 3ab square by 5. Minus 3ab square by 5 into minus b in the second bracket. Now you'll ask me, like, why have you taken plus in the middle? See, we take a plus, you can take a plus in the middle because when you multiply plus with any sign, you cannot take a minus. When you take a minus, when you multiply with the minus sign, you'll get the opposite sign as the answer. You will understand. I'll tell you. Okay. When you're multiplying after the first term, when you're taking up the second, when you're multiplying this term with this term, take a plus sign in the middle. All right. Now, how do you do this? You can cancel. As it is, you can cancel like this also. 3 and 3 gets cancelled. You can do it. Okay. So what remains? Minus 2 by 5. Can you see that? Minus 2 by 5. Can you see that? Minus 2 by 5. Can we see that? Then a into a. That is a to the power 1 plus 1, 2. Then b squared. You can write this directly like this. See that showing adding the powers, that's just for you to understand. You don't have to show that always. You can just write it directly like this. Now, multiply all the signs. Minus into minus plus and the plus outside. See here, minus into minus plus and the plus outside. So plus into plus plus. Now you cannot cancel anything. So 3 by 5. A, b square into b cubed. Because 2 plus 1, 3. Correct? Multiply the signs, minus into minus plus, and the plus outside plus, plus into plus plus. Now nothing can be cancelled. So this 3 by 5 as it is. A as it is. B squared into B is B cubed. Because power 2, power 1, 2 plus 1, 3. And now these are not, now once you do this, now this is, now the two terms are now connected by a plus or a minus sign. So now if they're like terms, you can further simplify them. If they are like terms, but they are not like terms. See, this is a square, b square. This is a b cubed. The literal factors are different. So they're not like terms. So this is the final answer. That's it. Yeah. Which one?
Minus 2 by 5.
No. This is one term. You cannot, this is one term. You cannot separate anything from this. So you copy from this slide. You can just ignore this. It's the same thing here, actually. It's the same thing, but you can just ignore this. So 4a squared b squared into minus 5b cubed minus 7. So what are we doing? Monomial into binomial. Monomial into binomial. See now, if you can, you can write the answer directly also. So how do you multiply these two? How do you multiply these two? 4 into minus 5, minus 20. A square into, there is no a here, so a square. Then b square into b cubed. 2 plus 3, 5. B to the power 5. Like this, you can directly write the answer. Multiply and directly write the answer. Now then you'll have to do this into this. Correct? You'll have to multiply what? 4a squared b squared and minus 7. So plus into minus, minus. Correct? And then 4 sevens are 28. A squared b squared. A squared b squared. I'll do it again. See here. 4a squared b squared. There's a monomial multiplied by the binomial minus 5b cubed minus 7 is equal to multiply this term with the first term inside the bracket. So 4 into multiply the numbers. 4 into minus 5 minus 20. Multiply the letters now. A squared. There's no a here. So a squared comes as it is. Now b squared and b cubed. Laws of exponents, add the powers. 2 plus 3, 5. Done. Now multiply the same thing with the second term inside the bracket. So 4 into minus 7. 4 into minus 7, minus 28. That's all. A squared, b squared, there's only minus 7 here, no? So write a squared, b squared as it is. Now check this one. Are the literal factors the same? No, they're different. So they're not like terms. So that's the final answer. If supposing they're like terms, you can simplify them further. You can add or subtract them further, depending on the signs. Now this is the answer. Correct? So you copy from there, huh? When I write from here. Now here what you see a monomial, one term multiplied by two terms, again one term multiplied by two terms, one term multiplied by two terms. Okay? So now see here. This is the question. This is the question. X square into x square plus 1 minus x cubed into x plus 1 minus x into x cubed minus x is equal to. Okay. Multiply this and this. Correct? Multiply this. What do you get?
Into 4. X raised to
Try this, children. Let me see what you've understood. Try this. Akshita.
Mom?
Behind the book. Take down this question and just try this.
Okay, mom.
Yeah. Done also. Take down this question. We have to write from the beginning, so just do it somewhere behind your book. I'll just come back. Yeah, give me a book. Sit down, sit down. Just sit down. From there you can just yeah. Sit down. No, it doesn't match with my answer. Okay, children, at this point, I would like to ask you something. What is x squared plus x squared? What's the result of x squared plus x squared and x squared into x squared?
Mom,
Yeah.
Mom, for the first one, it's 2x squared to the cube, Mom. Square.
2x squared.
2x squared, and then it's x cube, Mom. I mean x4, x to the power 4.
Okay, correct. Correct. Akshita and here, what's your name? Avnish. Correct. X squared plus x squared. So when you're adding, x squared will come down as it is. 1 plus 1, 2. X squared plus x squared. When you're adding, x squared will come down as it is. What should you add then? The coefficients, the numerical coefficients. 1 plus 1, 2. 2x squared. When it's x squared into x squared, bases are same. It's multiplication. You need to add the powers. X to the power 4. Now, what is 2x cubed plus x cubed? What is 2x cubed plus x cubed? 3x cubed. Because 2x cubed, x cubed. They're like terms. So to add, x cubed will come down as it is. 2 plus 1, 3. But what is 2x cubed into x cubed? Multiply everything. 2 and there's nothing else. There's no other number, right? So 2. X cubed into x cubed. When it's multiplication, you should add the powers. Yeah. X to the power 6. Get the difference? You're not responding, Navneet. No. Do you get the difference or
Yeah.
you want another example? Okay. So now coming back to this question. Okay. So we need to see, how do we understand this expression? Monomial multiplied by a binomial minus one term multiplied by two terms minus one term multiplied by two terms. Monomial into binomial. So it's multiplication. And then after multiplying, you'll be adding or subtracting. Now, let's start. X squared into x squared. See, when you're multiplying x squared into x squared, add the powers, x to the power 4. Then x squared into plus 1. X squared into plus 1. This, anything into 1 is the same thing. So x squared as it is. Correct? Then this into this. See, remember, you're also multiplying the signs. What is the sign? Minus x cubed. It's minus x cubed and x, right? You're multiplying minus x cubed and x. So it's like minus into plus here. No, there's no sign means plus. Minus into plus, minus. Multiply the signs first. First put the sign. Minus into plus, minus. See, we are doing this one. We are doing this. Minus into plus. Where is plus here? This plus, not this plus. The sign for every term is before it, not after it. This x carries what sign? Before x, what is the sign? There's no sign. That means it's plus. So here, minus x cubed into x. 3 plus 1, 4. Now I want answer from you. Navneet, answer the next one.
X to the x cube.
Sign first. First sign.
Minus x cube. Only minus x.
Minus x cubed. Then
for the minus x into
minus x into. Oh, minus x into. Okay. Into.
x cube.
Okay. What's the answer? Minus. So minus into plus minus. X into x cubed is Base are same. Multiplication, add the powers. 3 plus 1, 4.
Minus x. So it would be minus x to the power 3.
For which one?
Then third bracket minus x.
This and this.
Huh.
Multiply the signs.
X.
Harni, what are we multiplying? Minus x and? Minus x and minus x. Yeah, so what's minus into minus? Plus. X into x? No, don't get confused. X, add the powers. X into, when you're multiplying, you should add the powers. When you're adding or subtracting, it is about the numerical coefficients. When you're adding or subtracting, you should add or subtract the numerical coefficients, those numbers. The letters will come down as it is. Okay. When you're multiplying, law of exponents, add the powers. So 1 plus 1, 2. So minus into, so when you're multiplying, minus x and minus x, first multiply the signs, minus into minus plus. X into x, just take a minute and think, x into x, multiplying, so add the powers, 1 plus 1, 2. All right. Now it's no more addition or subtraction. Now it is addition, sorry, now no more it is multiplication. Now it's addition or subtraction. Now see here, plus x to the power 4, minus x to the power 4, cancels. Which one?
The other one.
How? Plus x to the power 4 minus x to the power 4 cancels. Then x squared, x squared, x squared, x squared. It's addition. It's not multiplication. Now it's addition. 1, 1. 2x squared. 2x squared. Then minus x cubed minus x to the power 4. Now, since it's addition or subtraction, they have to be like terms. They're not like terms. This is x squared, this is x cubed, this is x to the power 4. So you're gonna see, once you open the bracket, once you open the bracket and get all the terms, after that, it's no more multiplication. It is addition or subtraction depending on the signs. Okay. So first we cancel x to the power 4 plus x to the power 4 minus x to the power 4. If they're like terms, you can add or subtract them. Otherwise, you cannot. So we have x squared here and x squared here. What is x squared plus x squared? 1x squared plus 1x squared. X squared will come as it is. It's not x to the power 4. It's not multiplication. When you're adding or subtracting, the letters should just write them as they are. Only the numbers you should add or subtract. So 1 plus 1, 2. When you're multiplying, you should multiply everything. Signs, numbers. And how do you multiply x squared and x squared? You should add the powers. 2 plus 2, 4. Okay, so now here plus x squared and plus x squared is 2x squared. Then this minus x cubed minus x to the power 4 as it is. All right. Now, let's learn how to multiply a binomial with another binomial. 2 terms into 2 terms. Multiplying a binomial with a binomial.
8x, 8x.
Okay.
8x plus minus 8x minus 50.
Maybe the next one you can say. So 2x plus 3y into 4x minus 5y is equal to, write the first term, multiply it with the second bracket. Write the second term, multiply it with the second bracket. This is how we multiply. We multiply every term in the first bracket with the second bracket. What do? We multiply every term in the first bracket with the second bracket. or with the terms in the second bracket? We multiply every term in the first bracket with the second bracket, with all the terms in the second bracket. Okay, let me write it again. See here. We have to multiply 2x plus 3y binomial and 4x minus 5y binomial, two terms. What do we multiply? From the first bracket, write the first term. Multiply that with the second bracket. Now write the second term of the first bracket with the sign, Multiply this with the second bracket. Got it? Okay. Now we know this. 2x into 4x.
8x.
2 4s are 8. X into x. What is x into x?
8x square.
X into x. X to the power 1 into x to the power 1. 1 plus 1, 2. Then multiply this and this.
And 10x like.
Sign.
Minus 10x.
Because it's plus 2. Plus 2 it is. See, you will have to multiply 2x into minus 5y. So plus into minus minus. 5 2s are 10xy. Minus 10xy. When you multiply these two, plus 12xy. Always write in the alphabetical order. Don't write yx. Then when you multiply this and this, minus 15. Because plus 3 minus 5. Plus 3 into minus 5 minus 15. Y into y, y square. Y to the power 1 into y to the power 1. 1 plus 1, 2, y square. Now you can see, now it's no more multiplication. Can you see the like terms? Xy, xy. So write 8x square as it is. This minus 15y square. Minus 15y square as it is. Now simplify these two like terms. Okay, minus 10xy plus 12xy. So xy will come as it is. When you're adding or subtracting, only the numerical coefficients you should add or subtract. Xy will come as it is. Now minus 10 plus 12, 2. Plus 2. Don't write just 2xy. Sign. No sign means plus. Here in the answer, you didn't get any sign. No, it's actually 2 plus. Put the plus sign there. This is the final result. Okay? Yeah. I'm going to give you a set of questions. Same thing. When you have to multiply, how do you do this? Tell me the first step. Tell me the first step, Harini. 2x square, I'll write this how you write it. That's 5 into 5x plus 2. First term into the second bracket. 5x plus 2. Then into the second bracket. Correct. Very good. Then
Plus 5x plus.
correct. Then like terms you must simplify. Okay. Here you'll have like terms. You can see here. X square, x. You should simplify them. Now this is continued product. Okay, we'll stop here. After this, I'll give you questions to work. Now this is find the continued product. Okay. Here what you have to do is, see how do you multiply now? Supposing you have 3 into 4 into 5. Can you find the product in one shot? What will you do? 3 into 4, 12. And 12 into 5, 60. You'll take only two numbers at a time. We don't know the tables of 3 numbers at a time. 3 into 4 into 5. Like 3 into 4 into 1, 3 into 4 into 2, 3 into 4 into 3. No, we don't. We learn multiplication tables. We have only two numbers at a time. Right? We don't learn tables like 3 into 4 into 1 is equal to 3 into 4 into 2 is equal to 3 into 4 into 3 is equal to. Very complicated, then it will become life. So we do, how do you multiply when you have 3 into 4 into 5? 3 into 4, 12. And this product into 5, 60. Same thing here. 3x minus 2 into x minus 1 into 3x plus 5. Okay, let me show you my answer here. Yeah. Okay, so what we do is multiply the first two terms like you do, like you had 3 into 4 into 5. What did you do? You multiplied 3 and 4 first, right? So see here in the square bracket, I've taken only 3 and 4. Can you see that? In the square bracket, I've taken only the first two expressions, 3x minus 2 and x minus 1. This one has to wait. This one has to wait. Like this product has to be found. So this one will just come down. This one has to just come down as it is. Because what is happening here, this product is happening. So till this happens completely, this will just come down as it is. I'll show you again. We are multiplying these two first. Okay, you can see that in a square bracket here. Okay, we are multiplying these two expressions first. Once we are done with this, then only we are going to multiply that result with 3x plus 5. So see here, this 3x plus 5 is just coming down in every step as it is because this process is happening. Multiplication of these two expressions is still happening. So till this is complete, this 3x plus 5 will simply come down as it is. Okay, now see. So let's see what happens in the bracket. How do you multiply 3x into the second bracket x minus 1 minus 2 into the second bracket x minus 1. All right. Then multiplying this into this, this into this, this into this, this into this. You have 4 terms now. So you get 4 terms now into 3x plus 5. Now you have like terms, minus 3x minus 2x, like terms. So minus 5x, minus 5x, minus 3x minus 2x is minus 5x. Correct? Because now it is, once you open the bracket, it's now addition subtraction. So minus 3x minus 2x, x will come as it is, minus 3 minus 2 minus 5, minus 5x. Now you see that it's done. Like we've opened the bracket and then like terms we simplified and we have this result like this. Now multiply this trinomial. Now this is an expression with 3 terms. It's a trinomial. Now multiply this trinomial with this binomial. Trinomial 3 terms, binomial 2 terms. Okay. Okay. So now how do you multiply the first term into the second bracket, second term into the second bracket, third term into the second bracket? Then how do you proceed? This into this, this into this, this into this, like this, right? Right? And then when you open the brackets, these are the terms, and then you simplify the like terms. Plus 15x squared minus 15x squared gets cancelled. And then this minus 25x plus 6x is this one. 9x cubed and 10 as it is. All right? So first you have to complete your classwork. And then if time permits, we'll take a test based on these questions. Okay? But first we have to complete the classwork, like whatever we just understood. We'll have to complete them first and then we'll take the test. All right? Yeah. Akshita and Dhanvan, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, see, this one we have to be clear, children. Like, again, see, I don't want you to go wrong. If you have minus 3x square and minus 5x square, is this multiplication or addition subtraction? Addition or subtraction? It's not. No, you can't say whether it is addition or subtraction because that depends on the signs, right? Same signs you'll add, different signs will subtract. That's why I'm saying addition or subtraction it can be. Is this multiplication I'm asking you? No, this is not multiplication. So how do you add? Minus 3x square minus 5x square. How do you add? Add or subtract? How do you do? Now same signs will add. So no. What I'm trying to say is x square will come down as it is. When you're adding or subtracting, remember this, when you're adding or subtracting, the letters, the literal factors will come down as they are. Don't do anything to them. You'll only calculate with the numerical coefficients, minus 3, minus 5, minus 8. This is the answer. But if it is minus 3x square into minus 5x square, if it is multiplication, Then what do? You multiply the signs, minus into minus plus. Then you multiply the numbers, 3 5s are 15. Then you multiply the letters also, x square into x square. The literal factors also will multiply. X square into x square. When you multiply, add the powers, 2 plus 2, 4. Add, subtract only numerical coefficients. The literal factor will come down as it is. The literal factor or factors will come down as they are. When you're multiplying, you should multiply the signs, you should multiply the numbers, you should multiply the letters also. And when you're multiplying the literal factors, you should use the law of exponents. Add the powers. So after what is x into x? First, x square. What is x into x into x into x into x?
X to the power 5.
X to the power 5, because x to the power 1 plus 1 plus 1, so it's x to the power 5. But what is x plus x plus x plus x plus x? 5x.
Okay.
5x, because when you're adding, x will come as it is. What are the numerical coefficients? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So 5x. Okay, one more. What is x cubed plus x cubed?
2x cubed.
2x cubed. X cubed plus x cubed is 2x cubed. What is x cubed into x cubed?
X to the power 6.
X to the power 6, not 9. Suddenly will. What is x cubed, the whole cubed?
9.
X to the power 9, because here you'll have to multiply. This is multiplication. X cubed, the whole cube. This is, you'll have to multiply the powers, x to the power 9. But what is x cubed into x cubed?
X to the power 6.
3 plus 3, 6, x to the power 6. But what is x cubed plus x cubed? X cubed will come as it is when you're adding or subtracting. 1 plus 1, 2. So keep all this in mind when you work.
1 10.
We have to complete the classwork, right? Okay, children, shall I share the classwork later? Are you ready for a test? Dhanvan and Akshita, based on the questions which we just discussed? No response.
Mom?
No, I asked you about something. Are we ready for a test? I asked. Based on what we just understood.
No, mom, I joined late. I didn't really get the concept, mom.
Oh, you joined late. Okay. Okay, then we'll complete the classwork. Okay. These people here are like, okay, let me do one thing. Akshita, what about you? Yeah, correct. Okay, fine. Yeah, we'll complete the classwork and then we'll take the test. Yes.
And now, the classwork now we want to complete.